Hi everybody, it's Diane Whitreich or Coach Diane. I haven't done a live in a long time, so I thought I better hop on here on this Wellness Wednesday and get back into the groove, so to speak, of getting some lives out to you all. I'm just going to talk a little bit and see. Hi Wendy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well out there. I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight about the holidays coming up, and how you need to take care of yourself before the holidays get here. So we all know it's fall, right? The days are starting to get a little bit shorter. It's starting to get darker a little bit earlier. Halloween is less than 2 weeks away. But have you thought about that Thanksgiving is about 5 weeks away? Christmas is about 10 weeks away. So why do I want to bring this up? I want to bring this up because the days, like I said, are getting shorter, and we start going through some changes because of the days getting shorter. We don't get as much sunshine as the days get a little bit longer. So that can definitely affect us and how we act and behave and some of the things that we do. So you add that, the days are getting shorter, it's starting to get darker a little earlier. You add that on to the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then you have New Year's. We can't forget New Year's. So if Christmas is 10 weeks away, New Year's is about 11 weeks away. So you've got 11 weeks between now and the end of the year, and during those 11 weeks you're going to have all kinds of stuff happening. You're going to be going to parties, you're going to be eating candy from your kids' Halloween bags. That's one of the jobs of a parent, is to check their candy, right? And if the wrapper is open, you probably are going to eat it yourself. Some may eat it yourself and some may throw it away. That can give us an excuse to maybe eat that candy that we really shouldn't be eating. In that, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have time change. Daylight saving time ends November 5th. So between now, you have Halloween, and then you have the time change, which is November 5th. We set the clocks back. I always forget. It's fall back. So we actually gain an hour, but it messes up our bodies and our circadian rhythm, so we can get all messed up. So you add all of those things in, and you can physically go through a lot of different changes, and sometimes those changes aren't for the good, right? So some of the things you might feel, you might not have as much energy. You might be a little bit moodier. Once the times change, I know sometimes I get really moody. It's just because of everything changing and the days getting shorter and getting darker. But you can get moodier. Your appetite is going to change. Some of you may not feel like eating. With the holidays coming, you're going to be eating more than what you should. So you really need to stop and think about those kinds of things. So you might decrease your appetite, you might increase your appetite, and by increasing your appetite, you're going to gain weight. You're going to sleep more. You're going to oversleep. Your sleep patterns change. So those of you that live further north, it's going to be even worse, because you're going to have the further north you go, the further you get away from the equator, the worse it is. So those of you that are jumping on, put in the comment section where you're at, and let me know if this is your first time watching or not. It's been a while since I've done a live, so I'm always looking forward to seeing new people hopping on. So please put a 1 in if you're new, and when you're watching, please let me know where you're watching from. So I always like to know how far my viewers go. So with all of these changes happening in the length of the days, the more parties we go to, the more functions we are, the more stress we get, all of this in addition to all of the changes that I've already mentioned, tend to add up. And they can take a toll on your body and your mind and your spirit. So you need to start taking care of yourself now. Again, we have less than 12 weeks to the end of the year. I know some people don't like to hear that. They don't like to know about how much time they don't have to get things done. So, but you really need to stop and think about develop a game plan of how you're going to get through those holidays, right? So, some of the ways that you can help yourself get through these changes. One way is you can change your environment, and not by actually physically moving or anything like that, but your environment within your home, within your office. Do you have windows? And if you have windows, are you able to open up the shades, or the curtains, or the blinds to let more light into the room, whether you're at home or in the office? That's a good thing to do. And because you need to get out and get more sunshine, you need to get that vitamin D, I would take more walks if you can during the daytime, maybe at lunchtime. Spend at least 10 to 15 minutes outside, get that necessary vitamin D, and getting out and getting some exercise is one good way to give you a spring to your step. Another way, walking kind of leads me right into this, is exercise. So increase your exercise, and walking is one way that you can get that exercise. Walking during the daylight, during your lunch hour. Maybe before you go to work in the morning. If you don't have to get to work until 9 o'clock, leave the house a couple minutes early and take a walk around work before you actually go into work. Something like that would help. Some of the forms of exercise I like to do are yoga. I just went to my first ever yoga in the park. It was about 6 o'clock, and it was a little on the cool side, but I really enjoyed it. We got done before 7, so that was nice. It was different. I enjoyed looking at the clouds as we were doing some of the relaxation kind of stuff, watching the clouds go by. So that I found to be relaxing and a good way to reduce my stress and my anxiety levels. Another good exercise that may not be thought of very often, and I took it in when I was in college, a course in it, and I really like it, and I've got a DVD that I use as well, is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is good. It's relaxing. You don't actually think of it as exercise, but it really is. You're moving the body in certain flows, and it just helps you relax, and it's one of the ones, and I don't do it often enough, but I really, like I said, I have the DVD, and I'm getting back into doing more of that. So walking, Tai Chi, yoga, they're all good. Of course, you can go to the gym. You can run if you're a runner. You can power walk, things like that. Also, another good thing to get into between now and the time the holidays rolls around is changing your eating habits. And I know, the holidays are made for eating. They're made, they're made for eating, but it's a time where people get together. They enjoy family and friends, and there's office parties, and there's food, and most of the time those parties have food that really aren't good for you. So if you get started now, it's a good time before Thanksgiving, maybe to get that adjusted. And like I said, it's 5 weeks away. That gives you plenty of time to start changing your eating habits, so you won't want to eat some of those foods maybe as much. So how can you change your eating habits between now and then? You can decrease the amount of sugar that you take in. Sugar is in a lot of foods, and some people don't realize how much. Even ketchup has, most of them probably have about 4 grams of sugar per, I think it's per tablespoon. I don't remember, haven't looked lately, but try to find a lower sugar. I buy organic, and it's generally 1 to 2 grams per tablespoon. So you can decrease your sugar that way. Don't make as many cakes and cookies, for one thing. For the holidays, change what you make up for the holidays. You can make healthier versions of cakes and cookies and things like that. So you want to cut out the sugar. You can cut out some of the starches that you would normally do, but you want to cut out all of your carbs because carbs are still really important for you to take in. But you have to take in the right carbs, and that's key to know that. And maybe next week I'll do a live session where I talk about what are the healthier carbs for you to eat during the holidays. So you also want to eat more omega-3 fatty acids. That would be eating more salmon and other cold water fish. I've gotten so I eat salmon, maybe a good 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes I'll switch it up. I'll make some ahead, or make an extra fillet and then cook it tonight for dinner and then have the extra one tomorrow for lunch, or the day after that for lunch. And I put that on top of salad. That's always good. Or you can eat it like as a dinner in the evening. And some people even eat it for breakfast. So salmon and cold water fish is good. Flaxseed and flax oil are good sources of omega-3, and eating walnuts is also a good omega-3 option, but you have to be careful not to eat too many of the nuts because they do have, even though it's a healthier type of fat, it's still fat, so you don't want to eat too much. Other ways that you can decrease some of your issues you may have going into these shorter days is to keep your alcohol to a minimum. I know with the office parties and the parties that alcohol is probably flowing for a lot of people, but if you really keep that to a minimum, that has sugar in it as well, and it changes, and it gets stored as fat, so you really want to be careful with the amount of alcohol that you take in. And you want to socialize, and of course by socializing during the party times, that's good. You want to get out and you want to be social, but you don't have to be eating the bad things while you're being social. So maybe eat a healthy meal before you go out to an office party. That's always helpful. Drink an extra glass of water or two. That's always good. Good ways. So if you decrease your alcohol and socialize, those are good stress. The socialization is a good stress reliever. The alcohol isn't particularly a stress reliever unless you're drinking too much and just feel pretty loose, but that's not good for you. Other ways that you can help decrease some of your anxiousness, increase your energy, is using guided imagery, and that is really good. I might even do something on that in the future as well. So put in a comment if you want me to do a guided imagery. Some people aren't sure exactly how to do that. I'd be more than happy to do a quick Facebook Live on that if people want it. So type in a 2 and let me know if you'd like to have a guided imagery live session. And the other one was type in a 3 if you want me to do a session about carbs. So another good way to reduce stress is something that I used to do and ended up letting my license go, but I really enjoyed doing it, is massage therapy. That is a good way for relaxation. It's also a good way to move the toxins throughout your body and help get the toxins out of your system. Another good thing I like to do is use an Epsom salt bath before you go to bed. So stopping all electronic use by like an hour before you go to bed, and then take that hot Epsom salt bath before you go to bed, and that'll help relax you and help you sleep better. So again, if you are new to watching my lives, please let me know that you're new by putting in a 1. Excuse me. And I hope that you put in a 2 for if you'd like to have a guided imagery live coming up in the future, and a 3 if you're into a live about carbs, healthy carbs. So I hope you all have enjoyed the information that I've given you. If you think that there's somebody that can benefit from this information, please go ahead and share it with your friends. So I would appreciate that. And feel free to leave some comments. It's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, and I'm saying a lot of ums, and I know I'm not supposed to do that, but sometimes it's your nervousness comes out in ums. So I enjoy talking with you all. I hope you're all having a great evening. I hope that you got a lot of information from what I had to say. And remember, please remember, start taking care of yourself now for the holidays. You'll thank yourself, and think of it as an early holiday present for yourself, to take care of yourself. And if you want more information about my health coaching, please go to Diane Whitright. Can't even say it. DianeWhitreich.com, and that's my business page, and you can get more information about my health coaching, some of the programs and services that I have there. So again, I hope you have enjoyed the live and the information I gave you. I hope you have a great evening, and I love you all. Thanks for watching, and remember to share for other people, because the holidays are upon us. 2 weeks away is Halloween, and after that, everything really starts rolling. You know, I know that it just, and the end of the year is just soon. So it'll get here before we realize it. So pass this information on to people that you think can use it. Have a good night. I love you, and peace out.